We woke up this morning with the sound of air raid sirens going off. That is not unusual considering this region, but it wasn't an incoming attack. It was to warn Israeli citizens and civilians here that the Israeli and joint American attack inside Iran was underway. And after that, we saw explosions out of Tehran, out of the Iranian capital. We understand there were explosions at four other areas, four other cities inside Iran, indicating that this attack was underway. Now, we're waiting to hear from Central Command, U.S. forces here, as far as what exactly they were targeting, but the Israelis have been a bit more forthcoming. They said the 200 aircraft were launched in the largest attack against Iran ever in the history of Israel and Iran, and they were striking 500 targets. What were those targets? They were going after the regime. They were going after the ballistic missiles. They were going after ballistic missile stockpiles. They were going after ballistic missile launchers, both mobile launchers and set launchers, to try, as they described it, to try to hit Iran with a preemptive strike. Well, it wasn't 30 minutes later that Iran retaliated back, not just here in Israel, but reaching as far as they could, targeting U.S. bases in this region. Not in terms of a wide-scale attack, because intelligence officials that we spoke to here in Israel say that the Iranians have as many as 2,000 ballistic missiles, short-range, middle-range missiles that can reach U.S. targets. And here, we haven't seen anything along that scale. Maybe that suggests something about the strategy behind Iran, or the fact that the Israelis and the Americans have been able to suppress the launch of those weapons, or what we might see over the next few days. But what is more important is the reach of those missiles that have attacked places that have never been hit before, at least targeted. The Fifth Fleet, United States Fifth Fleet. You mentioned Bahrain. You saw the explosions there. These are incoming Iranian missiles that were intercepted trying to attack the Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Al Udeid, the largest U.S. airfield in this region, it came under attack. Most of that was intercepted. The Qataris have intercepted that as well, being on their soil. The U.S. base in northern Iraq came under attack. More than that, away from those U.S. military targets, we've been seeing attacks and explosions in what you might consider softer targets, populated areas in places like the UAE, in Dubai. Kuwait is under an alert, a stay-in-shelter alert. The American citizens and everybody. So what we have seen in the counterattack is spread out, not just here in Israel. And I can tell you, honestly, you've hit us at a quiet moment here. We've had between 25 and 30 air raid sirens go to shelter air raid sirens just here in Israel, and it reflects what's going on to the wider region.